Hey guys, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I have a Disney video for you guys. I don't know, I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna say those words again. If you guys have watched my channel for any length of time, then you know we are a huge Disney family. I always have been. I've gone to Disney every year since I was 9. My husband had never been until our oldest daughter was 2, so we took her every year starting when she was 2. And then her sister, when she was born, we would start taking her, as well once she turned 2. So it's been a huge part of our life. It is my destination of choice when it comes to vacation destinations in the United States. Like obviously I want to go to Europe and stuff like that, but as far as anywhere else I could go in the US, I would not choose anywhere else besides Disney World. So it's a huge deal to me. It is my happy place. It is where I feel comfortable. I mean, I've gone there every year. Think about that. Every year, just about since I was 9 years old. We always stay at the same resort. It just has that feeling of going home. And so in today's video, I am sharing with you guys some things that are going to be different about this trip and my biggest fear about this trip. Now, keeping this in perspective, just saying this ahead of time, I realize there are way more important things in the world than vacation. I realize that Disney World is a very polarizing place. It's a very polarizing company, and I myself am very disappointed in a lot of the things that they have done. Either things that they have done that we didn't know about or I didn't know about, and things that they have done in recent years that I have known about and do know about. You know, I know it makes a lot of people angry because they are not by any means the type of company that I agree with what they do. And I definitely think they have fallen a very far way from what Walt originally intended for it to be. That being said, it is somewhere that makes me happy. It is somewhere that we have amazing family memories, and from my own childhood, and then also taking the girls ever since they were 2 years old. So it's a huge part of our life, but this will have been the longest that I have gone without going to Disney, except for the time that I was pregnant and then leading up to those 2 years before we took the girls. So that's different. We haven't been since May of 2019. Obviously had no idea when we went in May of 2019 that was the last time we would have been there for a long time. And obviously had no idea what was coming in 2020. So that was surprising, but this will be the first trip back since then. So my biggest fear is that it won't feel the same. And like I said, keeping this in perspective, you guys, you know, I know there's more important things than vacation and Disney World and all that. But if you love Disney and you love Disney World or Disneyland, or you have a place in your life or in your memories that made you happy and was kind of like your soft place to go, for me, that was Disney World. And we all have places that were our comfort zone, our home base, a place that you can always depend on to be there for you and feel a certain way. And for me, that's always been Disney World. And I just don't know if it will ever feel that way again. And for some of those reasons I mentioned earlier, knowing now what I have learned about Disney just in the last few years, that has changed my opinion of them. I already knew they did things that I didn't agree with and didn't appreciate and didn't align with my morals and standards. I already knew that, even 2019 and before, I knew that. But I feel like there's been a lot more things in just the last 2 years that I have learned about them as a company that I don't like. But I'm not going to boycott them over those things yet. I'm not saying I won't ever, but I don't know. I never say never, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm also extremely annoyed at the fact that they do just keep getting more expensive, and I feel like what they're changing doesn't match up with being worth the cost. I mean, they've always been extremely expensive, but I feel like you got a lot for what you paid. But I feel like lately that you are not getting as much. You're paying more and you're not getting as much. And I talked about that in another video. I'll try to remember to link it. I kind of went on a little rant about that, how I felt like it was a really dirty time to add all these extra increases and options for you, but these options cost money. Like, I just feel like that was a really dirty thing to do, but especially given the time that they are doing it. But I don't know. So I wonder if it'll feel the same. I would like to be able to go back and forget for a little while what is going on and what has gone on, because that's what vacations are for. They are for vacating your normal life, vacating your reality. And if you don't get that from a vacation, then what's the point going on vacation? So I do worry. I do worry it's not going to feel the same. And then I also worry that eventually we're going to get priced out. We're not poor, but we're certainly not rich. And you know, you do get to a point where you're kind of like, how much more am I going to pay for this? How much more am I willing to pay for this? How much more can I afford to pay for this? You know, we have 2 young girls. We have college to pay for. We have another round of braces coming up. We have a house to take care of and things that are constantly needing to be fixed or updated. You know, there's always expenses, and you kind of get to the point where you're like, how much more am I willing to pay for this? So I don't know. So for that reason, I do worry that it's not going to feel the same. I'm not going to want to go back, or that I am going to eventually get to the point where I can't afford to go back. So that's my biggest fear. Very long-winded, rambly, but that's kind of where my brain's at with that. So that's the main reason that I think our trip will be different. It's just because I'm going into this vacation a completely different person than I was back in 2019. Second thing is, I don't think we're going to be doing magic bands this year. You know, if you know about Disney, they have magic bands. You can charge things to your room. It's how you get in and out of your room. It's how you used to scan for fast passes. I guess Lightning Lane probably uses those. I think we're just not going to mess with this year. They're not free anymore, and I just really don't want to mess with it. So I think we're going to do probably a hard ticket. I don't know. I need to do more research about that. But a hard ticket to get in, and then just use our phones to get in and out of our room. That's kind of a mindset for that. But that'll be different because we went to Disney 1,000,001 times when they didn't have magic bands, and we made it okay. And then once they got magic bands, you're like, wow, this is so convenient. So I know we can definitely do it. It will just be different. Also, we have a new restaurant reservation. We've never eaten at Beaches and Cream. It's at the Beach Club, and they look really good. The menu looks really good, and they are known for their desserts. So I'm really excited about that. It's also the first time going back knowing that my oldest daughter has food allergies. We had her allergy tested last year after thinking that she had some sensitivities. Turns out she's got a lot of allergies. Some of them are more severe than others, but it will be the first time going on a vacation. Well, we did go to Myrtle Beach last year, but that wasn't that big of a deal because that's not really an eating vacation. But when we go to Disney World, we have a lot of restaurants that we really like to go to and eat. There's a lot of snacks that you really like to get at Disney, and so it'll be the first year doing that with her. So that'll be a different experience. I've already looked a lot at the different menus of the places that we're going, and it looks like, and from what I've heard, Disney is really accommodating when it comes to allergies and sensitivities and things like that. So I'm confident that she's going to be able to find things that she likes, and maybe even some things that she'll like better. Like my mom is not supposed to have gluten, and she would get the gluten-free waffles, and she said they were better than the regular ones. So it's going to be different for sure, but I'm not too worried about it because I know they're going to be really accommodating, and I know that she's going to be able to find plenty of things to eat that will match up with her restrictions. Also, speaking of my oldest daughter, this will probably be the last vacation that we take as a family that she is not a full-time college student and that she is not working. She is getting ready to graduate homeschool high school, and you know, she's not had a job yet. We really wanted to focus on her education. So in the fall, she will officially be a full-time college student, and then over the summer she's planning on getting a job. So this will be like probably the last time that we ever get to go on a family vacation where we don't have to work around somebody's work schedule or school schedule. You know, prior to this, we were always able to kind of be flexible and set our own schedule for stuff, but now we will have an extra person that is working in the family that we have to work around their schedule. So that'll be a little bit different. I've gotten really spoiled with being really flexible and able to go wherever we want, pretty much whenever we want. So this will be a little bit different, a little bit of an adjustment. And also, since we haven't been to Disney since 2019, there's a lot of rides and lands that have come out that we have not gotten to see. We did get to see, they were building Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios when we were there in May, but it was not open and it was not anywhere near to being done. So since then, these things have opened and we have not yet seen them or ridden them. So Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios. Also, any of the stuff at Galaxy's Edge we have not done. We also have not done Ratatouille at Epcot. That was something that was built, you know, I don't even know if they started it back in 2019, but it definitely wasn't open in 2019. So that'll be something new that hopefully we will get to ride as well. And the last thing that will be different about this trip to Disney World is we were actually planning on going to Discovery Cove. Now, if you watch my vacation plans video from last year, we ended up canceling the trip we had planned to Disney World. And in that trip, we also had a day we were supposed to go to Discovery Cove, which is nearby. It's in Orlando. And basically it is it's not a water park. It's like an aquarium of sorts. I don't even want to call it an aquarium. It's totally not an aquarium. I'm not describing this well at all. It's run by SeaWorld, and basically it is a full immersive, all-inclusive day park that you go to that has swimming with dolphins, swimming with stingrays. They have a coral reef you can go in and like snorkel with stingrays and fish. They have this like lazy river that you can just kind of drift through and swim through, I guess. It doesn't have a current from what I heard. You just kind of swim through it. There's birds there. You can get private cabanas. So we are actually planning on going to Discovery Cove. We have a reservation. It'll be weird because normally we're Disney park people. Every day a different park. So this time we are carving time out of our park hopping schedule to actually go to Discovery Cove. And I think they're only open until 5 o'clock. So if everybody wants to, the plan is after that to go to the hotel, get cleaned up, and then go to Magic Kingdom that night and see the fireworks. Because we haven't seen the new fireworks show at Magic Kingdom yet either. So that'll be different. To leave Disney property, you know, once we usually go to Disney, we stay on Disney property. We stay at a Disney resort. We always stay at Riverside. And that's home as well. And so it'll be different to leave property and do something else for a day besides going to a Disney park. But I think that'll be good for us. It'll be a nice break. I did go ahead and rent the private cabana, so we'll have our own cabana, so we'll have shade. It has a refrigerator and chairs, and all the food is included that day, as much as you want, with the different little snack areas and the restaurant that they have. So really excited about that. We love dolphins. We did a dolphin experience at SeaWorld a couple years ago where they were like they were in the water and we were just standing next to the water. This one we actually get to be in the water with them. I want to hug one. I want to kiss one, have pictures taken and all that stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully everything will go as planned this time and we will actually get to go on this trip. I do not have a backup trip planned, which makes me a little nervous because if something falls through, we have nowhere else on the books to go. But I'm really hoping and praying that it works out. I'm really hoping and praying that everybody has a safe trip, a happy trip, and we're able to go back to our home and forget for a little while what life has been like the last 2 years. And I know that sounds silly and unrealistic and irrational. I've been called all kinds of things because of that wish. But I don't think it's that abnormal to want to go back to a happier, easier time. Maybe a more naive time. But still, you know, there's comfort in that. And for me, Disney World has always been comfortable anyway. It's kind of like the thing that I've always done, and it's the place I've always gone, and it just feels like home. And I hope that we go back, and as soon as I pass those arches that say Walt Disney World, I'm hoping and praying that I can forget about all the things that I know about Disney that I don't like, and all the things that have happened over the last 2 years, and all of the, you know, the fear and the anger and the worry and all that stuff that has happened to all of us over the last 2 years. I hope all that melts away and I'm able to actually go on this vacation and really truly feel like I am going back home. So I hope you guys understand, and if you have a place in your life that is like Disney World is to me, or if Disney World is that place for you, I think you guys will understand. For the people that don't understand, I'm sure there's going to be the comments of all the things that I'm stupid and privileged and yeah, I don't care. I've heard all that stuff. This is just my opinion, my perspective, my thoughts, my feelings, and I am entitled to have those things. So if you guys have enjoyed the video and kind of hearing how this Disney trip will be different than any other trip we've ever been on, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know you enjoyed it, and maybe that will help me to know if you want to see some other videos about Disney World and about our trip. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.